So John Wick Part 4. Yeah. Yeah, it's as good as everybody says it is, guys. It might just be the best action movie I've seen in like the past decade. Uh it delivered on every level. It did what a really good sequel. I mean, it's really hard to believe this is the fourth film in this franchise, and yet it's as good as it is. That's not something you see often, you know. You might see a second one that's, better than the first. Okay, that's normal, but it's a very rare thing when you could be four movies in and still deliver the goods, and that's what John Wick 4 does here. We have some action sequences that, first of all, none of them feel like, it's never repetitive, it's never lazy, it's full of imagination. We get these cool different views. We have this bird's eye view of an action sequence. We have action sequence that takes place on horseback. We have one that's like in traffic and cars are whizzing by. We get one in a dance club where people are dancing away while people are fighting. And as fantastical as that all sounds, the cool thing with the whole John Wick franchise is it definitely has created this entire world that feels like it may, be occurring in an alternate version of Earth, where they have hitmen that wear suits that are made of Kevlar, and everybody has these rules, and it's all just badass people everywhere doing cool things, and they none more badass than John Wick. So everything here, you buy into it, especially when you tell yourself this is not, it's more like a comic book universe. Because I feel like what they did with the John Wick movies thus far is they've blended the best of so many genres. Of course we have action, we also have a feeling of anime with the way the story plays out, or comic books if you want to go in that direction. There's a western feel to it, with John Wick kind of rolling into town and has to take out all the bad guys. There's just all of these elements that have come together to make this work, and it shouldn't, but it does. Even the story, I remember, early on feeling like, oh, this thing is getting really complex with the high table and the concierge and all these different elements. But you know what? It really wasn't that hard to follow here. That's it, the beauty about how this was done. And I think giving it a longer runtime, I was wondering at first, like, how are they gonna pull this off? How are they gonna keep this from not being boring? It was never boring, because that runtime definitely gave us the time we needed to learn exactly what the rules are supposed to be and really immerse ourselves into the world, especially with these newer characters. I think the advantage of the longer runtime meant that we got more time with Kane. More time with Donnie Yen could never be a bad thing, right? And we get to learn who this character is. We get to sympathize with him. We get to connect with him, and not him alone. Tracker, I was calling him Mr. Nobody, because that's what he kept saying his name is. He's nobody. Tracker was another character that was kind of interesting. I wish we got a little bit more, considering the runtime. I wish we knew a little bit more about him, but that's what they did. Bill Skarsgård. Now, as villains go, the John Wick series have always had these cool looking villains, but they don't leave much of an impact when you think about them. I barely remember the one in part 2, and the only reason I do is because he's had an impact on the story for 3 and 4. But what I liked about again, the longer run time, is we got to spend more time with the Marquis. And you're really gonna detest this guy. He's such an ego, he's such a dick, right? And you get that feeling of satisfaction when you see what unfolds later on. So I wouldn't say like Bill Skarsgård was like the best thing here as a villain, but I will say he was definitely more memorable than the villains that came before. If I ask you to name all the John Wick villains right now, I'm pretty certain you'll struggle to remember, which villain did what, so, with the exception of maybe the first movie. So this entire thing came together so beautifully. And by the way, I talk about anime, drawing from comic books. They also draw from video games here, because I don't know a single gamer who is not gonna look at that scene, that bird's eye view scene, where he's in a house and we're seeing everything from on top, and he's just doing his thing. I'm not gonna spoil it, and it's amazing. It made me want to run home and play myself some Far Cry 6 or some, some Rainbow Six, that kind of thing. So no, seriously, this is a gamer's delight. This is an action movie's fan dream. John Wick 4 has no right to be as good as it was, or as it is, but it is. It delivers. I was never bored. I was never that aware of the runtime. Granted, for me it was more a matter of like, this is still going and I'm not bored. How are they managing this? Um I felt the ending was satisfying. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure the ending might be a bit divisive for some. I found it satisfying, but I also think dot dot dot. I'll leave it like that. When you see it, I'm sure you'll, and there, of course, there is a post credit post credits sequence in this. So patience is a virtue, and it's not very long, but it definitely, tells us that this world is a world that we'll probably be revisiting again sometime soon. So John Wick, definitely check this out. I'm sure if you're watching it, you've seen the other three, because why would you do that to yourself? You wouldn't understand what's going on. But listen, if you're just an action movie fan in general, there's no way you can call yourself an action movie fan and you don't check this movie out.